Hi everyone, it's Dr. Alexis here. I am always being asked whether I've just given a keynote speech about it or I've written a blog, and in the comment section, people are asking me, how do we market to millennials? And I completely understand that. It doesn't matter if you're a Fortune 100 or 500 company, a small mom and pop, a startup. Millennials are an important segment of your end user, of your customer group. They're 77 million strong, and even some demographers say they're 80 million strong. But not only that, one of the things that you need to think about is that they have, from an annual spending power, about $200 billion. So I wanted to today just address some of the top tips of how you can market to millennials and what you can do to really embrace them as an end user and a customer. And so what I'll do in subsequent videos is I'll put more context around each of these top tips and do a deeper dive. So let's start with tip number one when we're thinking about how do you market effectively to millennials. That is authenticity. This is tip number one for an important point to be made. I think it is the most critical thing you need to think about. Millennials want you to reach out to them, but not as though you're also reaching out to baby boomers, silent generation, Gen X. They want to feel like you're speaking directly to them as a segment of the population. Now that's difficult because you've got 77 million, some people say, some demographers say 80 million. You've got a large target market there. But they want you to use the language, the idea, the attitudes, the perceptions, the images that they can relate to. 43% of millennials actually say that the authenticity factor is even more important than the content of what you're presenting. Something to think about. So for tip number two, it's all about co-creation. One of the things that's really important to millennials is that you're not just presenting a product, a service, or a deliverable that you or your firm, your organization has created, that they've been a part of that they're a co-creator, right? So they want you to reach out and ask them, maybe it's through SurveyMonkey or through comment sections on the website or focus groups. They want you to ask them, what do you think about the benefits? What do you think about this product? How can we improve it? So it's specifically geared toward or targeted toward the millennial market. The third tip I want to give you on how to market or reach out to millennials is to make sure that you create a solid bond or relationship with them. So over 60% say that they are brand loyal to the places, the services, the deliverables, the product companies that they purchase from. So if you can stay in touch with them, if you can build that relationship over time and not let it go, not ignore them as a target market because you've moved on to a shiny new object, but if you can continue to foster a relationship with them, they will stay loyal to you. When you're thinking about how do I position my brand specifically toward millennials is really think about, are you giving back to society? And if you are, that is extremely important for this segment of the population. As a matter of fact, over 75% of millennials say that it's either fairly or very important that a company give back to society instead of just thinking about their bottom line or about the profits that they're making. So if you are actually doing that, and if you are making a community impact or helping other businesses or helping the nonprofits, whatever you're doing, make sure that that is a large part of the way that you are presenting and positioning your organization and the way that you are really thinking about your marketing messages. Next tip I want to give you as it relates to marketing millennials is to let you know that social media is critical in terms of developing that relationship. As a matter of fact, over 62% of millennials say that if a brand engages with them on social media, then they are more willing to become a loyal customer. So it's not only important for you to create a relationship with them via perhaps print or on television, over the top, whatever case you may do, make sure that you're contemplating and really thinking about that social media relationship, whether it be tweeting, Snapchat, Insta, it doesn't matter. They want you to be engaged with them and to reach them, to almost meet them where they are. tip that's important to remember is that millennials are relying heavily on reviews, on customer requests and blogs and ideas around your product and service. So they're not just going into a store, for instance, and doing a quick purchase for instant gratification, or going online with Amazon even and buying something very quickly. They're going to research, especially the higher the price point. They're going to research your product and they're going to do a great deal of due diligence. So make sure that you're conscientious of what online platforms are saying about you as a company, about your brand, and about your product.